dance around and make something special happen. Getting into game 1, though, we've got Ohio's finest versus Alabama's finest here. ChunkyKong versus Doorstop going up. Small battlefield. I like the use of a little bit smaller stage here for the neutral fight, because otherwise ZSS is just going to dance around. That's why you don't want to go to PS2.
Absolutely not. Myself and Emma were talking about it earlier during Chunky's set versus a different PT, actually. That PT kept taking him back to PS2, and we were bemoaning the decision-making process, but Doorstop knows a little bit better, a very smart player, and currently juggling ChunkyKong for all that he's worth. Does not want to let him down, and I have to give a huge shout-out to the Stormlight Archive tag that Doorstop is running in-game. Good old Kaladin Stormblessed, one of my favorite series of any media at all.
Yeah, he's been rocking that tag for a minute. I love just the tags Doorstop brings to the table, and just the discipline as well, right? Really wears his heart on his sleeve, both in his playstyle and just everything he represents here in Ultimate. But right now, just trying to find the juggle, trying to keep this advantage going on ChunkyKong, who has found a couple hits. But again, as you mentioned, just the matchup's so rough, right? It's ZSS so able to just dance away and then punish any option that Donkey Kong brings in.
Every single option, actually, not any option, all options are getting punished. That's a tech chase or a tech roll out, so Chunky's going to be able to survive that, but he might be dying to an up air, a back air, anything sometime soon. The Zaire sends him very deep out, and then Doorstop's going to be able to reposition for a quick back air. That first stock gone with nary a scratch taken.
However, Chunky's trying to find the parry to try and find that grab, gets the first one, but those fair ones, right, when you land in the auto cancel window, even on parry, just not able to deal with ZSS on that drift away. So ChunkyKong just trying to find an opening, trying to get one of these downward falling slaps, right, into a grab to get something started. But Doorstop just able to keep playing that evasive game, playing it patient, willing to neutral air, willing to Zaire you, and just use this Plasma Whip to its fullest extent and never let Donkey Kong go.
Chunky hasn't hit him on this stock. It's been about a minute. Finally, the back air connects, but even then it's a trade, so he's not going to be able to get anything else off of it. And this is just how Doorstop has to play. Even there, even though the down tilt trips should have been an opportunity for a DK grab, Doorstop's just too far away and doesn't give him anything.
And one of the big things here is that one of the normal staples of ZSS's neutral flow trip, down angled pivot cancel forward tilt, is not something Doorstop has shown at all, other than once. Chunky did call him out for it there, but it not coming online means that ZSS is almost never going to be swinging from inside Donkey Kong burst range, right? She can just poke with Zaire, she can poke with whatever else she wants and just dance away unless you overcommit to a juggle and get juggled. Doorstop not opening with that, right? Keeping it in the back pocket is incredibly smart of him, and it's a big reason why ChunkyKong hasn't been able to land these hits.
This time, though, keeping up shield long enough to get through that Plasma Whip. He dropped it a little bit early last time, and that's what led to the first stock. Doorstop, though, just so elusive, so aggressive at the same time. Gets yet another grab and looking to close this second stock out from Chunky right here. And now, not quite, though, going to be able to catch it the first time, and then the second time the back air connects, and that's another stock gone.
And Doorstop is looking like a man on a mission right now, right? He sees the path, he sees the goal versus Ice Knight to make top 8, and knows that that one's doable for him, right? He's one of the best players in the Midwest for a reason. ChunkyKong going to finally get that downward slap to connect, confirm it into an up air, and take that stock away, but ZSS at 140 is rough. DK has the ability to cheese you out, right, and force a last stock scenario, but Doorstop's defense has just been untouchable so far.
Untouchable is a great way to describe it. Using that excellent movement that both ZSS and the Windrunners have at their disposal to just continuously evade, and then a Paralyzer into an up B. It's not enough to kill DK yet, but the follow-up very well might.
I like the jump away there, the discipline right from ChunkyKong, recognizing that ZSS can't threaten with the Paralyzer at that distance. What you can do, even all these patches later, right, is still boost kick you out of shield, still gonna find so much pressure and a get off me tool at bare minimum. Even though it doesn't find the stock, Chunky is trying to look for the monkey punch and had it, right? He had the giant punch right there. It was just the slightest of missed spacings from him, a rare missed chance from him to take a stock, and Doorstop capitalizing on it with the game. The question now is, how does Chunky maintain his mental, right? Because that's always been the thing that has been his biggest obstacle. It's been himself.
And no way to mince words about it. Chunky just took a beating in game number 1.
Yes,
barely got any hits off against Doorstop. Got a lucky down B into up smash combo to take the first stock, and if he didn't connect with that, I don't think he was taking that first stock. So it's a very, very rough game number 1. Got to go to a different stage for sure than Small Battlefield. But honestly, like where? Where can you pin down ZSS when you're as slow as DK?
I was going to say, if they don't ban Smashville for some reason, maybe you take them there. But again, then you're on such a small stage that something like Zare just there's nowhere for you to get away.
Though.
Hey, listen, they gentlemen, right? Anything's possible. Instead, though, the thing you said he definitely cannot do is what he does decide. Going to Small Battlefield and locking in the tried and true. This time, though, keeping it on that default skin, washing that dye out of Donkey Kong's hair, and just trying to go back to the classics to keep this one moving forward.
Yep, straight into the run back. Let's see if Chunky can make it any different, or if the second verse will just repeat into the chorus. 59% already done, but a dash attack connects, and he's going to be able to at least try and chase onto the platform. Okay, the Nair doesn't get him anything off of it, and we're right back to the same old with Doorstop dropping down. Not able to get the bear, though.
Yeah, with the threat range that ASK has, right? Aerial Shield Kong, you just have to sometimes space it perfectly, and it can be hard to find even as a top player. I like the use of the side special armor there from Chunky to try and find a way in, but even still, this big body is going to get put in these tech snares. All the Zare tries to find that falling clap. It doesn't hit its mark, and last, again, he's just getting stuffed out. He's doing better at finding ways in, but once he gets hit, Doorstop once again is just unrelentless.
Still, though, doing a lot better in the start of this game than he did during the last. I see people in the chat calling me dumb for calling DK slow. Everything is relative, you fools. Is DK slow overall in the cast? No. Is DK slow compared to ZSS? Would you look at the goddamn screen?
Yeah, it's like, how does he catch up, right? He has the frame data, but he doesn't have the frame data, the range, or the evasiveness to catch one of the most evasive characters in the cast. I love that F4 tilt there from Doorstop to just slide away, now slide on in and just keep this pressure right. He completely mixed his play style and how he's approaching neutral compared to game 1. And while ChunkyKong is playing around what we saw the first time, he's playing right into the trap Doorstop set. Even still, Chunky gets the hit. It's just not enough to take the stock, and these extra chances are huge for Doorstop because, again, it's so hard to pin down. Gets it there, but still a lot of work left to do.
Yeah, connects with the back air. Doorstop, though, going to send DK straight off stage once more and into the pop-up spike with the flip kick. That is all she wrote for stock number 2. Once again, making it look unwinnable for Chunky. He's got to do something else.
And I mean, he's certainly trying, right? The positioning is there. You see the ideas of what he's willing to look for. It's just, Doorstop isn't giving him anything. He hasn't been able to shake the discipline that Doorstop has brought to the table on this defensive spacing one bit. And if you don't make mistakes against these super heavies, right? Even with the most immaculate decision-making in the world, it's often just hard because you just get tear-gapped, and that's kind of what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, while I will say, we have been seeing a couple opportunities. This is the first time that Chunky even, I think, gets any sort of a grab.
Yes.
He hasn't gotten any grab until that point. He will convert it into a stock, and that's what he has to do. He has to take every single opportunity that he's given for all that it's worth. Otherwise, this ain't going to go well for him, and it's already not. 86% on him, though. 100 off stage. Doorstop going to be looking for it.
Got one more chance, and now resetting the neutral. He has an opportunity and gets a trip at ledge into that Grant Pound Slam. Tries to find something with that back air. Instead, it gets parried, and now Doorstop is going to take his turn, gets a flip kick, and that's going to be it. Unfortunate way for things to end, but ChunkyKong did answer back, right? You're seeing the adjustments happen in real time. He's getting more opportunities than he did before, and he doesn't have a lot of room left to work with, but he is capable of taking this game and at least forcing a game 4. Going to Kalos now, how do you feel about this counterpick last?
I actually really like it because Chunky's going to have more space to kind of like bait Doorstop in, and then cargo throw off those Kalos side platforms are going to be very detrimental to Doorstop's attempts to stay alive. But it is still more space for ZSS to run around in, so double-edged sword. Chunky, though, very quickly up throw into the spinning Kong in the air, going to be a little bit of damage and a quick, slight lead.
I really appreciate what you said there, especially with the more space for ZSS to run around with, right? Those high side platforms mean that if she gets that first stock lead, she can just flip kick and circle camp Donkey Kong 7 ways to Sunday unless you're careful. Right now it's up to ChunkyKong to prevent that scenario from coming to life. in the first place. Right, hold that center space, utilize that monkey punch charge to force you to back off, but Doorstop unfazed to find the juggle, the trap on that air dodge, and keep the pressure going. Even in the scrambles, he doesn't let up, and ChunkyKong now just trying to find a way to survive.
Tries to mix up the mash there, and Doorstop only ends up missing 1 up air instead of 2. ChunkyKong gets away with nothing but a little bit of damage, but he's stuck on ledge once again. Doorstop going to send him out. I wonder, too, if the Kalos pick is influenced by him not wanting to get flip kicked off the paralyzer at ledge, because those platforms could serve as like a little umbrella.
I think it's also just like, again, as you mentioned, try to throw him off the side, try to get the umbrella, but also, right, it's one of those things where Doorstop off stage can really just put you in some awkward scenarios here, especially out of disadvantage because of that wall jump as well. But you have so many tools to get back here as ZSS, and it does make some aspects of DK's recovery just a little bit worse. Doorstop going to do a great job of locking down the corner once again and keeping ChunkyKong from getting comfortable even when he can find his way back.
Back air, though, going to pop Doorstop out, and then just another parry on the landing aerial. That's another thing that Doorstop has been phenomenal at, is parrying everything that Chunky throws at him while he's trying to escape disadvantage. He's so good at, like, letting up on the aggression for a split second so he can land, parry, and then going right back to it. But a grab from DK should be the stock, and indeed it will be. ChunkyKong just getting aggressive after so long in disadvantage, sprints out of center stage and grabs him.
Listen, ChunkyKong at least is 100%, right? Gets and grab, converts it to a stock in this set, even though he's down 2-0. 160, a back air from center stage. Those large Kalos blast zones going to give you one more chance, but a forward air in special fall. There is no surviving that one last. So ChunkyKong on potentially his last stock of winner's side. We know he's capable of stealing this one away. He just needs to find the second stock quick, and he's got a chance.
Tries for that down tilt again, but still unsuccessful. Finally, eventually gets that trip and converts it into a stock, and we are perfectly even. So people in the chat, even I was calling the Kalos pick a little bit sus. It's working out for the DK here. He's going to spinning Kong out of disadvantage there, gets the grounded version too, so he's going to be able to put some damage on Doorstop, catching him jumping to the platform here, but Doorstop finally going to be able to fight out of the corner thanks to that fast as lightning jab.
And now Doorstop's got the advantage. He gets the platform reset, but just doesn't get too much more. ChunkyKong with a slight delay on his tech roll in there to get out of dodge. Gets a trip yet again into the throw up there, and again, 4 for 4. Every single grab, every down tilt that he tripped as well, right? He's 100% on converting both of those into stocks this game. We mentioned, right? Hey, if ChunkyKong gets this stock soon, he's got a chance, right? Took it on the next interaction, and guess what? From that point on, that's all she wrote. Doorstop, a player now as well, right? We mentioned ChunkyKong's mental. It's also Doorstop's mental has often been his own biggest enemy. Losing that game like that when you're up in such solid fashion is going to be a knock, and it's going to be a test of his endurance to keep things going.
Chunky, what are you doing?
I was going to say, is Chunky doing what it looks like he might be doing?
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Okay, we're good.
We saw it was like the Aegis was like, okay, that's reasonable in an isolation, but like we haven't really seen that. Then he moused over Isabel. I was like, hold on, what's happening?
And interestingly, Doorstop lets us step back into Kalos.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see just a little bit more defensive play from Doorstop here, potentially also some more up smashes, try to trap your landing in this big open field in the center. Plus, you get these high platforms on the side just like this last. Even if they don't kill, you get such great ladders, and then once ChunkyKong's off stage, the edge guard is just a simple cleanup job from Zero Suit.
2-2-3 is our stock count now, thanks to that blisteringly fast first stock by Doorstop, converting into the fair off stage and looking to do a similar song and dance again. This time, though, the preemptive nair, catching the straight jump from Zero Suit Samus, something that ChunkyKong's been doing a lot more as the set progresses, looking like the thing in this matchup, just has to keep catching as ZSS jumps in, instead of trying to actively go to her and contest her.
We're seeing some really good
turnaround grab. Hello, goodbye.
I was gonna say, we're seeing some really good mix-ups and parries from ChunkyKong in all these situations, that time converting one into that turnaround grab you mentioned last, but even still, right, trying to find a way back from the depths. ZSS, again, just a simple rinse repeat. There's nowhere to go but the blast zone. Somehow, though, Chunky catches Doorstop getting a little bit over-aggressive on a swing and gives himself at least another chance to survive.
Flip kicks back, and ChunkyKong's going to make it back to stage during the animation of said flip kick. Doorstop, though, still in control of the ledge. It's a simple paralyzer boost kick for the stock, only 10% on him, but we've seen ChunkyKong take sets or not sets, stocks rather, even earlier than that.
Yeah, ChunkyKong definitely has work to do here. Doorstop's adjustments are paying early dividends, especially on finding the parries of his own in turn. But Chunky's going to answer back with one of his own. These turns are going fast, but it's going to be ChunkyKong finally getting that advantage that he's so desperately seeking. Not able to find a grab, though, and so instead of a stock, it's going to be Doorstop's turn once again, and he needs to get more off these single hits because he's not getting nearly as many as he wants. ChunkyKong just not even going to try to attempt to DI that optimally and just say, okay, GG's, got me.
And it was very similar to the way the first stock went, too, where Doorstop didn't get the kill off of the boost kick, but was then able to just get falling fair anyway for the stock. And I think, all right, Leo barely clutched up against Danny. That was, I think, game 5.
I think it was.
Leo, what was the score? 3-1, okay.
3-1, okay.
But Danny, I think, taking the first game in that set, if I'm not mistaken. So Leo having to fight back against the Middle Tennessee representative before sending him down into losers. That was the set over on the side stream, and it looks like up next over there is going to be SkyJ Mudace.
That's going to be an absolute banger, folks. Again, if you want to see that, go tune in to BTS Smash 2, where our side stream is located. Here, though, you're over on